The World Cup just kicked off, and one of the fittest players on the planet has already collapsed. Again, June 7th, 2026, Denmark versus Ukraine. Warm-up friendly. Christian Eriksen, a man with a defibrillator wired into his chest, grabs his heart mid-sprint and drops, unconscious, on the pitch for the second time in 5 years. And he's not the only one. Mark Vivian Foe, dead at 28. Fabrice Muamba, clinically dead for 78 minutes. These are elite athletes, peak conditioning, cleared by doctors, and they're still dropping. Here's what nobody is telling you. The same silent condition that kills professional soccer players is sitting inside millions of seniors right now, undetected. And while the world watches the World Cup, the real story isn't about sports. It's about your heart. Let's be direct. Soccer players are not supposed to die on the field. They undergo cardiac screening. They have teams of doctors. They're monitored constantly. And yet, Confederations Cup semifinal, Mark Vivian Foe, 28 years old, Cameroonian midfielder, no prior heart condition on record, collapses at the center circle, eyes rolled back, dead before he hit the ground. Autopsy revealed hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, a thickened heart muscle, completely undetected. FA Cup, Fabrice Muamba, 23 years old, Bolton Wanderers, drops face first with no contact. His heart stopped for 78 minutes, 15 defibrillator shocks. He survived, barely. Same culprit, undiagnosed heart structure abnormality. Euros. Christian Eriksen is walking toward a throw-in, then he isn't. Cardiac arrest on live television. CPR on the pitch. Defibrillator pads out while his teammates form a human wall. They shocked him back. Doctors implanted an ICD, an internal defibrillator, into his chest. 5 years later, June 7th, 2026, it fired again. This isn't a coincidence. This is a pattern, and the medical explanation is more disturbing than most people realize. Let's kick off with the biggest killer, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, HCM. 1 in 500 people have it. Most never know. The heart muscle thickens, usually the wall separating the left and right ventricles. It doesn't pump better, it pumps worse. During extreme exertion, like a World Cup sprint, the thickened muscle obstructs blood flow out of the heart. The electrical system destabilizes. Ventricular fibrillation. The heart quivers instead of beating. No blood to the brain. You're unconscious in seconds, dead in minutes. A study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found HCM is responsible for 36% of sudden cardiac deaths in competitive athletes. 36%. And here's what should terrify you. Standard physicals miss it. ECGs miss it in roughly 10 to 15% of cases. The only reliable detection is an echocardiogram, an ultrasound of the heart. And most screening programs don't require one. Next up, myocarditis. Inflammation of the heart muscle. Viral infections are the usual trigger. A bad flu, a chest cold you thought you shook off. The virus attacks the heart tissue, creates scarring, disrupts electrical conduction. A 2025 JAMA study examined sudden cardiac arrest in young athletes before and during the COVID era. The finding? COVID-19 infection itself was associated with increased cardiac risk. The virus causes myocarditis in some patients, not the vaccine, the virus. And then there's commotio cordis. This one's different. No underlying disease, no electrical disorder, just a blunt impact to the chest at exactly the wrong millisecond in the cardiac cycle, about 20 milliseconds during the T-wave upslope. A soccer ball to the chest, a knee, an elbow. The heart stops instantly. Second most common cause of sudden cardiac death in young athletes. But here's the thing about commotio cordis. It's rare. HCM, myocarditis, and silent electrical disorders, they're not. Now, before I connect this directly to what's happening inside your body right now, and I promise you, this matters. If this channel has ever given you information that made you think differently about your health, subscribe and hit the notification bell. These are the conversations that could change what you do at your next doctor's appointment. Here's where it gets real. These soccer players are in their 20s and early 30s. Elite cardiovascular conditioning, VO2 max levels that would embarrass most gym goers, and their hearts are killing them because of conditions they never knew they had. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you had your heart checked? Not blood pressure, not cholesterol, your actual heart structure and electrical function? Because here's the data that doesn't make the headlines. According to the American Heart Association, approximately 45% of heart attacks attacks are silent. No chest-clutching drama, no collapse on the pitch, just subtle fatigue, mild shortness of breath, maybe jaw pain that you dismissed as dental. The heart muscle gets damaged, scar tissue forms, and you walk around for years with a ticking clock in your chest. Coronary artery disease, the kind that kills seniors, builds silently for decades. Plaque accumulates in your arteries starting in your 30s and 40s. By your 60s, it's been growing for 30 years. One rupture, one clot, that's it. And the calcium score test, a simple, non-invasive CT scan that measures calcified plaque in your coronary arteries, is available at most major hospitals. A score of 0 means your risk of a cardiac event in the next 5 years is under 1%. A score above 400, you need intervention. Most people over 60 have never been offered one. So let me give you the 3 things you need to do this week. 1. Ask your doctor for a coronary calcium score. Not next year, not when you get around to it. This week. If your doctor dismisses it, find one who doesn't. This is a test that shows you exactly what 30 years of silent plaque buildup looks like. 2. Know the silent heart attack symptoms. They are not what you think. Jaw pain, unexplained fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, mild chest pressure that comes and goes, not crushing pain, shortness of breath, doing things that used to be easy, nausea or indigestion that doesn't match what you ate. Women in particular present atypically, and doctors miss it. 3. If you're over 60 and you exercise, good. But intensity without screening is Russian roulette. Get the echocardiogram. Get the stress test. Know your ejection fraction. Know your heart structure. You don't get to claim ignorance after the fact. The World Cup will crown a champion in 39 days. Christian Eriksen may or may not play again. His ICD fired, appropriately or not, and he survived because a defibrillator was within arm's reach and a medical team responded in seconds. You don't have that on your morning walk. You don't have that in your living room, and you don't get a warning shot. The same silent condition that drops a 28-year-old at the center circle is the same mechanism that kills 17.9 million people globally every year from cardiovascular disease, most of them over 65. The difference is that athletes collapse on television, seniors collapse in their kitchens, and nobody makes a YouTube video about it. Until now, which part of this surprised you most? The fact that elite athletes are dying from undetected heart conditions, or the fact that the same tests that could save their lives could save yours? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it or any other of our videos.